The JR Rock and Roll Show. Hey, we're back. That was a quick break, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right. I got nothing.
I got nothing either other than my cool Bruno sunglasses that I'm wearing because we just watched Bruno Mars on James Corden.
He needs to put out another album.
Yes.
He needs more music to be out. Maybe he's got something out and I just don't know it.
That could be because that's happening a lot with, artists that, I can't see anything just with the sunglasses on. I
Have to put on your
real glasses.
My reading glasses.
And then I still can't see. Why? Because I'm old and my eyesight sucks.
Who you calling old, motherfucker? Sorry about that. I got shit all over my microphone.
Did you just belch on the microphone?
I did. I threw up a little bit on it, too, because I had way too many margaritas. When was the last time we had margaritas?
Oh, it seems like forever.
2 days ago. What?
No, we haven't done this in a while. I can't remember the last. There's been too much weirdness. Not weirdness, but just stuff going on.
It's the winter.
Yeah,
it's
winter.
making me fat and lazy, and I
Hibernation.
don't want to do anything. The sun goes down at 5 o'clock, and I go to sleep at 6. I fall asleep at 6. I don't go to sleep. It just happens. So I turn into a big old grizzly bear, just like eating some meat.
Don't want to do anything.
I know. I'm all for global warming or whatever they're calling it now because I'm tired of the cold. I don't want it anymore. I don't want the change of seasons and any of that crap. I'm just done.
This has been the mildest winter, though, I think we've ever had. So it's been weird because it's like of all the winters that we should be doing stuff, this is the one. Mm-hmm. Because it has not been bad.
It's that cold because we're still hovering around that 32-degree mark all the time. So
honestly,
I
it
need
must
50
be
at least.
I don't know. It must be me, but I have not really felt the coldness. I mean, I've walked from the car to work.
Yeah.
And 12
we get the
degrees.
wind out here too.
Yeah.
So, like if even a 50-degree day, if it's windy enough out here, it'll be chilly and winter-like, and I want to go in and hibernate.
Yeah, but usually I can't stand the cold. But lately I've been able to, walk that
I gotta
half
suck
mile
some energy
into the
out of you
building.
then.
What's that?
I gotta suck some energy out of you then for me because I've gone into the what's that syndrome they call us Midwesterners?
The SAD syndrome.
Yes,
SAD, seasonal adaptional disorder.
I've got that.
Oh, I get it every year, no doubt, no doubt.
But I'm excited because we're gonna be hitting the 50s.
Yes,
coming up the next couple of weeks.
It's Ohio, so then the following Monday will be 2 below or whatever.
Snow on the ground, and they'll be calling school for an inch.
But they have had no snow days for the schools so far. I mean, a couple.
You're the
of them.
third person that's told me that. They should just take a snow day anyway.
Why not? I would. Yeah. The first, inch of snow, and you haven't had a snow day, and it's February, end of February already. Take a snow day. Come on, give the kids some fun.
Remember back in the late 70s, early 80s, they thought we were going to hit another ice age. Mm-hmm. It was all about global cooling back then, and we were getting blizzards and stuff. And even with 6 inches of snow, they wouldn't even give us 2 hours off.
I know.
Bastards.
Yep.
But now they're like, oh, the kids deserve it.
Back in my day, we used to walk in 6 feet of snow in our bare feet.
I used to laugh at Mom and Dad for talking like that. Now I talk like that. God damn it. Son of a bitch.
Too funny. Maybe there is something to this global warming then if we're...
But they're calling shit off the day before going, well, since they haven't had any snow days and it might flurry tomorrow, I think we should call off tomorrow.
I would? What the heck? If you've got that, if they
I'm
allow
just pissed
you
that
those...
it never happened for us like that.
I know.
It's not fair, God damn it.
If you're allowed those days, what the heck? Take them.
Well, especially if you're allotted that many, because let's be frank, once we hit March, mid-March, once we get halfway through March,
I think we're good.
It's a good 90% chance that. So I would say in March,
Ohio,
let's take 2 weeks off.
Yeah, it's still Ohio though, but
yeah.
But I think they get 5 days, so it's go ahead and take it.
Give them a week off in March. Just if you haven't used them by then, you get them off in March.
Yeah.
course, wouldn't that be spring break? Add it on to spring break.
Just add it. Yeah, there you go.
I got it all figured out.
That's one way to do it.
But yeah, let's warm up the planet. Let's get the aerosol cans out there and because I'll tell you why. I want waterfront property without having to work for it.
Okay.
So if we raise the oceans with the global warming, then
everybody will have waterfront.
We will. Like in the backyard, we almost have it. If it rains pretty good, we get about 3 inches going through that back
Even
trench.
with our drain back there.
Yeah. So I'm saying, how cool would it be to have a little moat like they do in Venice?
Exactly.
Have a moat going.
Yeah, there was something going on there, wasn't there? That's all drying up or something.
It did dry up again.
It's not filled back up or anything?
In fact, it's gone down lower than it's ever been before. So it's starting to smell like Buckeye Lake. All the dead bodies are starting to appear.
Shoot. So maybe we should worry about global warming.
Well,
something's happening.
It's called climate change because the minute they called it global warming, it started getting cold out again.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, God damn it! If we're gonna sell this, we'll just call it climate change because the climate changes.
Yes.
Hey, that's brilliant because you know what? Everything changes.
It's always changed.
We're
going to
be
doing
safe.
that since the dawn of ages or however.
I still want waterfront property.
Yes.
I don't even care if it goes in front of the house. As long as it doesn't
Seriously.
soak the house, because I think we got enough of
As long as we don't have to buy flood insurance, that's the issue.
Right. A little bit of waterfront, get a boat out. I always thought it would be cool to live on a lake.
Oh, God, yes.
Oh,
any type of water would be awesome.
Yeah.
Any type of water would be awesome.
So Putin Bay.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming. That's mere months away.
Oh, I know.
Can you believe it?
I know.
Because tomorrow's a new month.
I can't believe
closer.
how fast this time has gone. I mean, it seems like 2020 just happened, and now we're at the end of, or beginning. Tomorrow will be March 1st, right?
That's month 3. So we're going 03, 01, 2020.
Wow.
Not that you needed a lesson in that, but the fact that we're already on 3 is kind of like, what the hell happened to 1 and 2?
Exactly.
It just boom.
What happened to 2010 through 2020 is what I'm still thinking.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm watching The Sopranos, streaming those, and oh God, when did they start that? That was like 1999. I think
almost
they started
2000.
that.
Yeah, because I was working downtown at that time when it started.
I'm looking at them using all these flip phones, and
I know, right?
they're just starting to get into that cappuccino machine in the kitchen, and I'm like, man, how old is this shit again?
Exactly.
But it seemed like they just wrapped that show up, but that was 2006. They did that.
When you say number or years like 2010, it seems like it was just yesterday. I can't even like the Taylor Swift thing when they said she won the Decade of the Year award or whatever, and I'm thinking, oh my God,
Is she old enough for that?
Is that been 10 years?
Yeah. That was probably 10 years since what's-his-face got up and interrupted her acceptance speech.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
But it's like, where did that time go?
I don't know.
It goes fast, people.
This is a show.
Live your life because it goes fast.
For old people, by old people. And this is what happened.
God, for just trying to remember those years, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Where did it happen?
Well, it happened right here. But I think it was because I watched so much TV. It just, boom. I mean, I watched Police Academy movies all day today for fuck's sake.
How many of them were there? 5 at least?
I'm on 5 now. I finished 5.
Like
there's still more. I saw there's their Moscow one.
And they did it. I mean, there was like one per year. I mean, it went.
Yeah.
I mean, usually they don't film like that. Usually there's at least 3-year break between each movie. But wow.
Yeah. But the 5th one was...
I don't know if they needed that many.
Once they lost Steve Guttenberg, it was like, we're just kind of doing the same jokes over and over again. Not that they weren't doing the same jokes, but without Steve Guttenberg, it wasn't as...
Was the guy that did the sound effects, was he in all of them?
So far.
Okay.
What was his name?
I don't know.
I've watched 5 in a row and I still can't remember.
Sad that I don't, because that's a really good talent, I think, for I think he's about the only one that had that.
Had talent in the movie?
Well, no, I mean, they could do all those sound effects like that, but...
Yeah. Well, I should probably make sure that thing's still recording up there.
How do you know?
Well, I freed up a bunch of space on that phone, and I have to actually stand up, so you're going to have to talk.
So it's recording that TV, the TV, what's on the TV screen.
Still going, all right. I took off like 10 radio shows off of the phone, so I'm like down to like 13. So when I'm driving around, I can only hear 13.
I still can't figure out my phone. I'm sorry. I couldn't even text you.
You're not allowed to have phones anymore.
I couldn't. I thought I sent you a message and I didn't get it didn't go through until I came home, and I was like, well,
that's because
I didn't need you in an emergency situation there.
We had to turn off your data because whatever the iPhone does, it leaks data.
So when I do that, I have to go in and change it back.
Turn on the data.
Okay.
Send your text and turn off the data. It's stupid. I've searched that online, and there's 7 things that they say you have to turn off on your iPhone, and I've turned all those things off. But still, if you let it set for 3 days, you lose a gigabyte somewhere, and I don't know where. I really don't.
I don't know what's happening because I've added nothing. I know nothing about these phones.
Nobody
which
does.
Is sad.
Nobody does.
Well, I mean, everybody else plays on their phone and seems like they know what's going on. But
well, they're paying big bucks a month
you're
for
right.
that. And
so they're, what do you call that? Just
justifying having a $600, $700, $800 phone.
It's easy breezy for them because they don't have to do anything except push buttons. You know what I'm saying? But we don't pay for that service, so ours is a little different.
We could.
I don't need it.
But, I don't
want it.
If you go visiting and you get bored, you don't have to sit there and watch movies on your phone. I mean, it's nice to be able to do, but I'm not going to pay that kind of data for that.
I don't need that. I've never needed that. But but I would like to be able to text somebody when I'm out.
You have to turn on your data.
Yeah. I guess I didn't.
It's a lot to remember, and it's stupid that we have to, but for some reason...
It doesn't seem like I had to do that before.
Remember your phone when we transferred over to the iPhone.
That's when it happened.
You had silly amounts of data because it was tripling on that plan.
I know. And then it just disappeared.
Yeah, you don't even have YouTube on there. You're not
I have
doing
nothing
anything
on
but
mine.
calling people, and that's it. But the data within, 3 months went from like 20 gig down to nothing.
I
can't.
Like,
why isn't my phone working?
Begin to tell you where that happens or why it's happening.
I don't either.
Because nothing
my phone started
is on.
doing it.
Did it really?
One of those updates that came along, because I'm not one of those that adds new apps to the phone constantly.
I have no app. I don't even think I have
there.
any app on mine.
It's had the same game on there, Angry Birds, for the past, 3 or 4 years. But just in the last year, all of a sudden, my data is starting to tink down. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I've watched the YouTube videos. I've turned everything off. And
I don't even have that on mine. I mean,
I've watched on the laptop YouTube videos of what to actually go in and turn off.
I see.
And I've turned all that crap off, and it's still leaking data.
I don't know.
And I know they're doing it on purpose because
they want you to buy that monthly service.
You might think you have this wonderful piece of technology, but I'm here to tell you those microphones and cameras are always on.
Oh, yeah. If people don't realize that, they're crazy.
So I don't care if you've given your app permission to access the mic or camera.
It's doing it.
It's on.
It's always on. That's why my little camera thing's always covered on every laptop I've got.
You have to stick a pin into your mic.
Yep.
Break it.
Yeah. The only thing that
Don't do that.
My phone sits in my purse for 10 hours a day and never gets used, so that's not an issue.
I think it's exactly like what happened in Batman. There's it was fictitious in the movie, but Morgan Freeman's character had
a Batman Begins
virus or a program that he could send out and access every microphone and every camera.
Oh, yeah.
And it gave you that 3-dimensional view of wherever in the city you wanted to go.
Oh, crap. I know people that can get into other people's computers just by knowing their IP. Well, obviously, knowing their IP
You don't
address.
even have to know any of that. This is just, it's based on the fact that everything is always on. Your cell phone never turns off the microphone. There's not a relay in that turns it off. I don't think there is.
Oh, no.
I don't know that for sure. But why would you?
Right.
Why would you have that extra link of something that would fail electronically? So you leave it on, and everything has access to it. Sure, it makes you feel better if you tell your apps that, yes, you can access my microphone, but reality is it's probably already on and always in communication.
Yeah.
Just a theory, folks, not for sure. But
it's 100% for sure.
Why wouldn't it be that kind of money and that kind of technology? Why wouldn't it always be broadcasting and collecting?
And I don't even use the cloud like everybody else does now because I'm too scared to use that.
And you don't know how.
Exactly. Well, that's the other thing. Well, yeah.
I'm making fun of what you said before.
No,
because I don't know how to do it.
But I guarantee you my stuff's going there anyway. Whether I say for it to or not, it's going there anyway. And not to mention like the Google stuff that I do, which is basically my iCloud or whatever, because that's where I put everything. But when I delete it, I've deleted stuff like months ago, and then all of a sudden it'll show up again.
Yeah.
So tell me it's not, you're not deleting it, or, it's just a little... Oh, we'll pretend like we deleted it for her, but they've got that still saved.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know, because it's boring crap if they've ever looked at my stuff.
I know. We just don't do anything interesting enough to crack a phone. But, I think it's all based on advertising. And
they want,
that's all they want is to know how to pinpoint your interest.
Exactly.
Because it shows up. If you say the word Oldsmobile in this room.
I was at Sam's Club and said the word Diet Coke.
And it pops
and
up on
ping, 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 ping. I get
you're getting email.
10 ads about Diet Coke, and here's where you can get it on sale. And it's like, how the heck did that just happen?
Of course, you weren't mad because you love the
Diet Coke. Yeah, but I'm just saying, it was like, okay, my microphone obviously was on or something. They obviously heard what I was saying. And then they obviously knew where to send it. So tell me.
It's always on. Always listening.
There's not the big brother listening in on everything that we do.
Well, all this is just a simulation.
Take a sip of that.
Look at me nurse the last little bit of that.
Woo!
That's strong stuff, ain't it? That'd be the Chi-Chi's brand. Yummy. There's a beer down here. You want that?
No, if anything, I'll go for a Diet Coke.
This half hour of the program is brought to you by Diet Coke.
See, now we're going to... Whoa, look, ping,
ping. Nectar of the gods.
Now listen to this. Does it remind you of polar bears?
Do you remember any Diet Coke jingles?
I'm just remembering the polar bears at the Christmas time when they do their Diet Coke.
I'd love to buy the world a Diet Coke and teach them.
Was that Coke?
To sing. I think so.
Okay.
Coke, not Diet Coke.
To buy the world a Coke. Da, 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 da.
Are we getting paid for this endorsement?
No.
We're influencing people to go out.
I can't remember the words, though.
That's probably good because it's probably copyrighted anyway, and we're going to get slammed.
No, because I sing like crap, and it doesn't even sound
close
to
you
the
sing
original.
Like an angel, Lori Lynn.
You're so sweet.
We are so sweet. What'd you do? You've had too much to drink. Sheesh.
And that's all. I can't think of anything else to...
Well, the only thing else going on is an election this year.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And the...
I'm not a I mean, I don't like getting...
virus.
I don't... Oh, yeah, I was gonna say about the corona?
I mean the coronavirus.
Corona.
Not Dos Equis virus.
But when I say corona, I'm not thinking of the virus. I'm thinking of summertime sitting out with my Corona Light.
Oh, that's pea water. You got to drink Corona.
Yeah, true.
Your light Corona. Sorry, Corona, but the light beer is...
Yeah. Or Dos Equis.
Personal preference.
Dos Equis.
Dos Equis. I don't normally drink pea water, but when I do, it's Dos Equis. No, I like Dos Equis. It's not pea water. I got to stop saying pea water and beers.
Yeah, because now I'm going to have to go.
Has nothing to do with peeing, but that Corona Light, when it gets warm, tastes a little bit like pee.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. The worst beer that I've ever had that was funky was Moosehead.
Oh, yeah.
Why was that so funky after like 5 minutes without being cold? Ugh. It was nasty. Do they still make that?
I think
Oh,
if you go back and drink those beers you drank in your 20s, like the Milwaukee's Best Light.
Milwaukee Beast.
Remember the Beast? They sold it in the, what was a 30-pack?
Oh,
it
yeah.
was
That
like
was the first 30.
$8.
Yeah, that was the first 30-pack ever. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is great. We got all
It was
this
all
beer.
about the cheapness back then. Boone's Farm.
You go
Mad
drink
Dog.
that shit now, you're like, that's pea water.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's hard for me to get into like even the Coronas and the Dos Equis. I like a good Mexican beer though. There's something about the water down there that
Yeah.
gives it
You
a
don't want the water
distinct
down there.
taste. But after drinking, all the breweries that have popped up lately, they're giving you all these IPAs, and they're great bitter beers. I like the bitter beers,
I
but
don't like
when you go back to the large production beers, it's kind of like, okay, I remember that.
Yeah, Corona's always been a favorite of mine.
Yeah.
But the other, is that the one that I like?
I'm thinking of Land Shark.
Land Shark's good. Well, yeah, to a
The
point.
Jimmy Buffett beer.
Yeah.
You can't let that one get warm either.
It's Corona, isn't it?
Mhm.
That's my go-to. Squirt the little lime in it.
Oh yeah. Gots to have the lime.
That's the one I get. Yeah.
I think that's why they changed the virus name from coronavirus to COVID-19.
Why was it called coronavirus in the first place? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I want to know what the word corona means in Spanish now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got
Well, Spanish. It's not Spanish. It's not Chinese, is it?
I have no idea. I assume since it was a Mexican beer, they speak Spanish.
Oh
down
no!
there.
I mean, I'm back to the coronavirus.
Oh, see now when you Google it, it's all one word, coronavirus. It's
Oh,
not,
it is?
It's not the word corona and virus.
And what I'd like to know is they keep talking about it and how many deaths there are, which is minimal, not downplaying it, but they're not giving you anything about the symptoms or, it's like, what is going on here?
It took me about 5 minutes to Google the symptoms because there's only 3. And it's like the flu. You get a headache, you get a cough, and you have shortness of breath. And if you look up the flu symptoms, it's those things, but you have achy muscles, excessive tiredness.
Well, I have that every day.
Well, I was like, so I got coronavirus now. I think I already had the coronavirus.
I've had it for 10 years then.
Well, the last time I got the flu, all that shit went into my lungs. That was shortness of breath.
What was that one? We definitely had that when there was a. Remember that we missed that was the first Thanksgiving we missed.
Oh yeah.
That was a virus going out then.
That was a flu virus, though. I mean,
yeah,
it wasn't
same thing.
It wasn't like the bird flu or whatever that other.
Right, but it was
a
same type of thing, the coronavirus type flu thing. But I forget what that one was called.
I think that was in 2008.
Yeah,
way
but
back.
we definitely had whatever that was.
Are you sure? We didn't go to the doctor.
That
but
was
they
bad.
don't have any suggested treatments. You just have to write it out.
You're right.
So. And I think they said they had
God,
a
they
1
give
to
you such a
2%
scare.
survival or death rate on it with it. I think it's
no,
a distraction.
it was like it was less than 3. I mean, when they gave the numbers tonight on the news, I was like, why are they making this such a big deal?
And it's not for everybody. It's for people over 50 and infants that already have an existing respiratory problem.
Which has always been the thing for every type of virus.
Yeah.
So what is the deal?
So the world has the flu. It's wintertime and the world has the flu. Not to belittle it, because you never know the true scope, but it was an amazing amount of miss or no information. It seems like the major news centers were more interested on the onset of creating the scare first,
right?
Because they did not mention any symptoms. I was like, "What's the symptoms? How do you know if you have it?" I mean, because if you have it, you got to stay home. All right, how do we know that we have it?
Quarantine you if you're in a certain country, you can't come back for 2 months.
Give us the symptoms.
It's like,
that's all
really?
I was saying. And there's no treatment for it, so writing it out.
So it was in China, Wuhan was where it started. Okay.
Yeah. All my parrots from over there are taking trips all over the country.
I hate to say it, but I don't even listen to the news anymore. It's sad. I know nothing about the...
You mean news entertainment?
Yes.
None of it's news.
Well, seriously, I couldn't have told you where that came out of. I just knew they were... Are they stopping shipping on things?
Oh, yeah. That's the only reason why I knew it was China, because I've ordered some stuff. Oh, God, it's been like almost a month now. And it says on eBay things coming from China might experience a delay, and it usually takes 2 weeks tops, maybe 3 to get stuff. But now it's going on a month, and I'm watching the tracking, and it finally made it into the United States. It went from Jersey to Pennsylvania to Indiana, back to Jersey, and now it's back in Indiana. So it's like flying over our state. It's just over.
They said Ohio's one of the most restricted for this. They're not.
I believe
anything.
it,
but
based on the
it's
tracking.
weird because we've had no issues at work. They've not said anything at work. Yeah. In fact, I think we've had more trucks there than we've ever had in the last few weeks. Which is weird because and most of our stuff, well, most everything coming here has come from China.
Oh yeah.
So you think we'd have 99% of that stuff. You think we'd have a slowdown, but no. We've had more trucks than I've ever seen there. So I don't know. It hasn't hit us there.
Yeah. I really don't know how, even if they said we were prepared, how you would deal with it anyway, because if commerce stopped like it has in several countries, this place would fold in a second because we are top heavy in debt. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if even we lost a month, that would be... Nobody has a month of income ready to go to sustain, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Even rich people, they're all maxed out. It seems like the more you make, the more you spend.
Right.
Or the more obligations you have.
Right.
So, but it is a good time to buy stocks. So if you missed the whole Amazon or Apple stock buy-in, now's a good time to look at it because the stock market's been nosediving for a week.
DoorDash just went public.
Didn't they?
I think yesterday was theirs. Because I thought, ooh, that's a weird time to go during all this, but actually it's probably the best time for them.
Buy in.
Yep. I think it was yesterday they opened.
I feel like a financial show now. I know nothing about any of this.
And I didn't know DoorDash had been around because, I mean, we just used it for
Little Caesars.
And that's the first time I've ever heard of it.
I feel bad because we didn't tip. I thought it was a part of it because the bill had like a service fee and a delivery fee. And I was like, well, that's got to be the tip, right? Because it was like $4 a fee.
I don't understand how these work. Yeah, and I'm going to say that's their
I know,
fee.
but I still feel weird when she dropped it off. I said thanks because at that point everything had been paid for. So
they've got to run into that. People do not carry cash anymore.
Especially for us old people that just do not know how
this stuff works. I know. But, oh my God, everything is to the point where nobody leaves or does anything anymore. I mean, you know what I mean?
I did
they
that
have
all day
somebody
today.
somebody literally wiping their butts these days.
They have that?
I'm serious. It's that bad.
Because
it's like nobody does anything for themselves anymore. It's like, oh, I can't go into a grocery store and shop. Somebody's got to do that for me. It's like, really?
I'd like to get back to that butt wiping thing, because no matter how well I wipe, there's always more.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it has to be because that generation did not have to do any chores.
Yeah.
Everybody got a ribbon. You show
I'm so
up.
jealous. I would have been a great millennial.
You show up, you get a trophy. You know what I mean? So
I'm in.
Now I'm
all about that.
Now it's like, oh, I can't go into the grocery store and shop. But I heard two of them talking when I was in line, because they actually had to go into the store because they needed something within a 2-hour period that, like Amazon couldn't get it to them, or, whatever. And they were just throwing a fit behind me because they had to wait in line for like a minute, to get their stuff.
Oh, gosh.
And I get that your time is money, and I understand that, and I understand the convenience of it for people, but it's like, oh my gosh, really? We're getting to the point of WALL-E, the movie WALL-E, where we're just sitting in a little...
No bone structure anymore.
Exactly.
It's all lumps of clay.
Exactly. You hit a button and your clothes change.
I'm all about that now.
I am too.
I think the technology's there that we could actually... I'd like to see the hovercrafts actually work, because I'm done with wheels, because that seems like a maintenance nightmare. But I like the laziness. I could totally...
I'm still waiting for that thing. What's the thing we just talked about from Star Trek? The
Beam Me Up?
No, where you just say what food you want and it pops out. What's that called?
The food 3D printer.
Whatever those are.
There's
a name for it.
Replicators.
Food that's replicator. What I'm waiting for.
Did you see it on Picard, though?
That's what we were watching.
Yeah, we were watching Picard, and they said what they wanted. It looked like a microwave oven, but you could see the little lasers printing out the food or whatever, because before it was just magically appearing. Like there was a guy back there, like, I'll just prepare the sandwich real quick, and he'll think it was replicated. But, watching it getting printed with lasers.
But I'm ready. I'm okay with that. I can handle that. Like
it'll be Soylent Green for a while, but
Soylent Green is people.
It is, but it's easy to print. So here you go.
Yes,
I made it out of roaches.
Yes, give me that Whopper with cheese, and
right
there it is. Yeah, I'll take that. I can do that.
Yeah. You'd have to have a meat gun and a bread gun.
Yeah, it beats sitting in the Burger King drive-through for 45 minutes like I did last night.
We want it now, God damn it. This is fast food, not frustration food.
I'll be right with you.
No, you won't.
10 minutes gone by. I was literally yelling into their thing.
Oh, they're spitting in your food?
I was like, because you could hear the crackle of the microphone thing going off. So I just thought their thing had broke. I said, I can't hear you. Should I pull through? I'm like, I don't know how you would communicate if their speaker was broken. I said, I don't know if somebody needs to come out and tell me to move. And then finally he's like, oh, we'll be right. Came back on and said, I'll be right with you. Another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, I've been here for 20 minutes. But there were cars behind me.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what do I do?
You yell and beep so they spit in your food. That's what you do. No, they don't. I'll take a Whopper.
I'm sure they do, but
I think fast food has gotten to the point where it's not,
because nobody does that anymore. Now it's the DoorDashes and stuff. I mean, literally, it's like that's probably what they were focusing on.
Like McDonald's has got way too much shit going on.
Oh God, I can't read their menu. Yeah, and the last time I ordered, I thought I was getting a $4 meal thing, and literally they said $9.63.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I think I got a McDouble, small fry, and a small drink, and it was like $9.63.
Gasp.
I mean, that used to be $3. What happened?
I'll tell you what, they have 17 different ways to make a hamburger, and it all tastes like a hamburger.
All tastes like a salt lick.
Well, they've turned into Taco Bell. You've got meat, cheese, and lettuce, and a bun of some sort, and it looks 17 different ways, but it all tastes like a burrito, right?
Yep.
They did that when they started to get that Angus beef in there, and then they had the never frozen beef. Was it the quarter pounder?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about all that.
Exactly.
I want a burger, fry, and a Coke for like under $5. I would say $4, but I want to be able to fill this big belly of mine. I don't want to have to come back.
Exactly.
So I'd like to be able to go up and say, I got $4. Can you give me $4 worth of food?
And just show it on your. I would love to go back to the day where they just said value meal 1, 2, or 3, and you could just say, I'll take a number 2. It was that easy.
Well,
the price was there. You didn't have all this other crap that was up there.
You have to choose between the apple slices now and fries. And, oh, my God. It's
whatever
just a
that
burger,
all
fry,
was.
and a Coke. God damn it.
And then at Burger King, it was like the Impossible. Is it
Impossible Whopper?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I thought, okay, that would be interesting. And you had mentioned getting that. $7.95.
Wow.
And I looked at it and I was like, okay, that's for the meal.
That's for
that
the burger.
was for the burger.
Wow. Something that has no meat in it, you got to pay more.
I mean, at least that's how I was reading it on the menu, because I was like, that's obviously for the meal part of it. But there was a $9.95 price underneath that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way. That's not even real beef.
It makes sense, though, because when you take stuff out of other stuff at the grocery store, it costs more. So if you take the fat out of a bag of chips, that's a $5 bag of chips.
Take the gluten out, and you got $12
another
more.
$1.50.
Yeah.
Serious. I don't get how you can take stuff out and have to cost more.
But I looked, and I had plenty of time to look at that menu because I sat there for
how long were you there?
20 minutes. And I just kept looking at that, and I'm like, that cannot be right. I mean, I'm a frugal person, and I'm still living in like the 1980s, thinking, you can still get a $1 burger. Mm-hmm. You can't.
Oh, I missed $1, man.
But
that was easy, man.
I was like, oh my God, that cannot be the right pricing on that. There's no way. And I don't know. It just.
God damn it! Now I want a burger. It's like midnight.
Sorry.
That was a good burger, even though it was cold when you came home. Still a Whopper.
Yeah.
You gotta love that.
Yeah. All right. Now on here it says most Burger King's price for the sandwich is $5.59. So ours must overcharged or something.
You sure it wasn't a meal?
That's what I said. I looked at it 3 times, and there was a $9.99 price underneath the 7.
Because they have a medium and large meal.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Okay, that could be the. Okay, that might be what it was. All right. Because, my eyesight and all, but I swear I looked at it and I was like, okay, the other one must mean for the meal price, and then that $7.79 must be the.
It's got to be West Ford. But, again, I fault all the crap they got on the menus now. There's so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if we had lived by my rules back in the 50s, we would never graduated from a cheeseburger into a Big Mac. And I love the Big Mac.
Yeah.
So, I know, I get my logic is all flawed, but
no, there's.
I just need simple stuff.
Yeah, me too. I hate going shopping and you think you're getting, like, in the mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of all things, there is like a whole thing. I mean, 2 rows.
Gluten-free mayonnaise.
2 rows full of mayonnaise. And it's like I used to be able to go in, grab a blue-topped thing of mayonnaise, and it would be mayonnaise. Boom. Get home. It's got some silly thing added to it, or it's the olive oil I got.
Pumpkin flavored mayonnaise.
Exactly. The olive oil one I got by mistake, but I'm kind of glad I did on that one because I do like that and it's a little healthier for you. But
is it really? Next week on the JR Rock and Roll Show.
But it's like I should not have to stand in that aisle for 5 minutes trying to find the right thing.
I did the same thing with whipped cream that one time. I had to text you. I was like,
oh my
I sent you
God,
pictures.
yes.
Which one of these did you want again?
And the weird thing is I was there the day before and they had like a bazillion in that same spot. And it's like, it's right there.
Is it the blue one? Is it the pink one? Is it the red one? Is it the...
And honestly, I had to laugh when you sent the picture, and it was a completely empty shelf. It was like, I was just there the day before. That's just your luck, though. But just there the day before, and like, just...
Now I want whipped cream.
Did we talk about this the last podcast we had?
I think we talk about the same 3 subjects every podcast.
Because this is very familiar to me right now. And I was like, I think we just did the last time we had this.
So who do you like in the primaries? Let's talk politics.
Oh, God.
I don't know any names, so I can't talk politics.
I just want, what's his name? Sanders?
Bernie.
Yes.
You like Bernie.
Only because he looks like Larry David, and it would really make Saturday Night Live be funnier.
You're right. Agreed.
That's the only thing I can think of. I'm sorry. It's just...
He would raise our taxes to 92%, and everything would be free. You know what? I'm okay with that. Let's do that. Because I'm tired of paying. If you raise the taxes to 92%, don't make us fill out the forms. Whatever you withhold, you keep, and that's it. No more 1040s and all this bullshit.
You know we're going to have the IRS on our ass now just because you said that.
I'm all for paying taxes. Just make it easier. I get it. We know you have to have revenue. I understand that. I'm not going to be delusional, but just keep what you already have. Don't make me try to get any of it back. I don't want it. I don't miss it because I never had it. Just keep it.
I'm so scared to do ours because I know I was not putting enough in mine because it changed. You know, things had changed, but they didn't change the numbers.
You're withholding.
Right.
Yeah. You need to go in there and say, we got 5 kids.
And I did not. And I usually do that. Yeah. But I didn't go in and change it when they told us
because it's one of a million things you have to
do.
Think about.
I know.
Oh, Christ.
So when
don't change it.
By the time I got to thinking about it, the year was gone. Yeah. And I was like, oh, my God.
What the hell happened in 2019?
I'm like, we're going to owe. Yeah. That's why I've been putting it off and putting it off. And they're like, oh, you got to do it because there's the hackers out there. Well, if they want to go ahead and pay our bill, let them.
I don't even want to think about that crap. No, Bernie. I like Bernie because he's a fun character. He'd be good for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of when I see. I don't see them as real people. I'm sorry. They're all cartoon characters.
It kind of reminds you of the Muppets.
Uh-huh.
When you see them all up there, it's like each one of them is their own Muppet.
Yep.
But they got real skin.
Yep.
Real feelings.
Again, I've stopped all news stuff. I literally do not know anything that's going on, and I'm so blessed.
No, it's the same shit that's been going on for the past 50 years.
Blessed. And honestly, I'm Republican, but Trump just makes me laugh. I'm sorry. Talk about cartoon characters. Holy crap.
So could you take another 4 years of that laughter?
Why not? I mean, they're just puppets. Honest to God. Even he, with all his, I can do anything I want, still can't do what they want. You know what I mean? They're puppets.
You gotta love the way, though, that he's handling the coronavirus, because that kind of popped up out of nowhere.
And he's
like,
right.
We have the best. It's not going to be a problem here. I mean, you don't have to.
Well, he's right. We are blowing it way out of proportion. He knows that. We don't need $2 billion for it. I mean, that's what they're asking, right?
I haven't paid attention. I'm not qualified to talk about any of this. But I just like that he just goes out there seemingly uninformed and just blasts out.
The Twitters, yes.
Yeah.
Or tweets, sorry.
Tweets, yeah. But that makes, like you said, good fodder for Saturday Night Live because, Lord knows, we need to laugh at Saturday Night Live.
And it is funny. I can't even look at him as the president without laughing. I'm sorry. I mean... It's a joke. The whole political thing is a joke on both sides. I'm sorry. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just that sad.
Well, you can't bitch, because if you don't vote, you don't bitch.
That's my right to not vote. I don't want to vote for either side. I really don't. At this point, I don't. And that's my right.
Vote for me.
I can if I wanted to,
No,
but
I don't
honest to God, I do not want to waste my time. That is my right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not mandatory that I vote. I'm surprised they haven't made it that way. You know what I mean? But honestly, I don't want any of them in there.
So does it feel like it's time for the whole system to collapse?
Something's got to happen. Yeah, they've got to get out. They got to go in there, clear out everybody, because it's just a joke. I mean, it is one big joke. I mean, watching the what was that we watched? The what do you call that? Presidential
debate?
State of the Union.
Oh.
State of the Union. When he gave that I watched that for a comedy routine. I'm serious, because there was nothing on TV, and I'm like, I need something to laugh at. That was what I watched to laugh at, because and it was a joke. I mean, it was seriously a joke, and that is my political party there.
So do you feel like you've been let down by the Republican party?
Big time. By the whole system. It's sad.
I feel unaffected.
And seriously, it is. It's
honestly, throughout the whole Obama thing, the only thing I was worried about was the health care skyrocketing. And it did, even though he fixed it with Obamacare.
You can't tell people they're getting
but the thing is,
affordable care when it doubled for us.
It's not about that. It's a different headache. He took one headache, eliminated it, and gave us another headache.
But honestly, he said it was going to go down, and it literally doubled if we tried to get it. And that's ridiculous.
But he eliminated having to refile claims because they were getting rejected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he eliminated one headache and gave us another headache.
Right.
So that's why I feel unaffected, because healthcare is still a headache.
It always
will be. It's more of a
be.
financial headache now.
It always will be. I mean, there's no way you can sustain the way they want to. There's no possible way.
But the whole time I was like worried, and I was fretting, and I was laying awake, and I just obsessed, just the first 4 years. But by the end of the 8, I was like, I hate to say, I really don't give a fuck anymore, because I don't have any more fucks left to give. Because no matter what kind of a fuck I think I'm giving, it doesn't matter anyway. Because we just exchange one shit storm for another shit storm.
Exactly.
And
it's like, I don't know, it's just like you're constantly fighting,
being distracted.
Yeah.
I think it's all a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
But yeah, it will never, I mean, there's no way to change. I don't know how you would change it, but I mean, the way that they say that they can do it, there's no way. That's not sustainable. There's no way it's possible. You can't give away money you don't have.
Unless you get rid of money.
I mean,
that's what Star Trek did. No money.
Yeah, well,
everybody just do your part.
Yeah, and that still doesn't work, because then you have your lazy asses that don't want to do anything. That
I don't think I could be lazy, though. I'd still want to do stuff.
You would, but I'm saying you would be doing all the work that other people would not be. You know what I'm saying? I love the way Star Trek portrays how that works, but there's no way. They're not showing you the little dud in the corner that's like, I ain't doing anything. That's not my job. You know what I mean?
I think I would have started off as a dud, because really, like right out of high school, where do you see yourself in 5 years? No fucking idea. How about 10 years? Well, if I didn't know in 5, how the fuck would I know in 10? Fuck you. I don't even like these questions. Can I go back to homeroom class now? Guidance
Tell
counselor.
Me about a time.
Yeah. The guidance counselor actually gave me a piece of paper and a pencil, and he said, I'm giving you a pencil because you're going to need to erase a few things. I was like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to write down.
Right.
I mean, I can't even fathom what I'm going to have for lunch, which is in 20 minutes, let alone what I'm going to do in 10
5 years.
A 20
And
year
nobody
plan?
should live in the now.
Yeah.
I mean, do the Oprah thing. what's her thing? Live in the moment or whatever. And she was
present.
Yeah.
Be present.
Because nobody is anymore. It's just. And I know I'm not, because I'm always worried about what's happening in the future, or you know what I mean? Or it's like, oh, what's going to happen if I did something wrong? You know, if I wrote something wrong in the past. You know what I'm saying? It's like, ugh, I'm done.
There's no reason to worry. It's like a rocking chair.
It is. The less I give a shit, the better my life seems to be. Honest to God. It's
stay in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I used to, do the gotta get to work early, gotta get prepped before work. Now,
nobody gives a shit.
You told me, don't give a crap, And honest to God, it's been the best couple months since
I didn't tell you that. I was telling you, based on the people you were talking about that don't give a shit, that are getting promoted.
Right.
I was like, well, you should do that then. If you want to get promoted, don't give a shit like they do.
And honest to God, the less I give a crap and the less I go in and do, the better it's been. I mean, honestly, I felt better. I mean,
our generation was trained to solve problems before they become problems.
Exactly.
But now the higher ups don't care if there are problems.
Right.
They only want to be there for 1, maybe 2 years, and then they're moving out to another job.
And
so why would they give a fuck?
Right.
Which means, why do we give a fuck?
Right. And I'm spending too much energy caring when it doesn't seem to matter to anybody else. Yeah. So it's like, why not join them? If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. And honestly, it's just a new way of thinking. I mean, people don't want people that solve problems.
It's just hard to get out of that, though, when you've lived that life forever.
I agree.
God, I miss the old bosses that used to be on your ass. I really miss that, because they kept everybody in line, and it wasn't like you had these lazy people over here because they made them do their job or they got fired. I mean, it was that simple. You either did your job or you were gone.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it doesn't work that way.
I know. As being self-employed, I'm always worried about reputation. But I honestly don't think I have one anymore, because
nobody does.
I don't think it matters.
Right.
For the past 15 years easily, I've worried about stuff that I thought my customers were worried about, but it's never even on their fucking radar.
It's not. The only thing they care about is getting it within
They don't even care
about
about that.
Days.
I've told people that it's going to be a
right.
month. I said it's 4 to 6 weeks from one company that is just flat out fucking lazy and slow. And I said, it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks. I said, okay. I was like, I can go to bat for you. I can see if I can get... No, that's fine.
I guess
I'm like, really? You don't care?
I guess we're just too worried about those things.
Well, we were brought up to be.
Yeah,
I mean, if I was told back when I was young that something would take 4 to 6 weeks to get in, I'd be like, fuck you, I'm going to somebody else.
Yeah.
Or
I'd be on the phone yelling at somebody.
Because that's the way our parents were like, well, you got to call them back right now. Get on their ass.
Yeah, and our blood pressure would be through the roof. So, I got to take their attitude.
And I was worried for no reason. I was doing all that stressing for people that didn't give a shit. Because you could call and turn tables over trying to get something from a 4 to 6 week down to 1 to 2 week, and they would not give a shit. I said, your customer right now that spent $1,000 a month ago on this product is now having troubles, and they are pissed. And they would say, well, that's not really our problem. I was like, really? You don't care anymore? And they don't. I want to speak to somebody above you. Well, they won't.
I am.
It's either that or you get that person on there. It's like, well, that's just the way it is, sir. All right. Nobody gives a fuck. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. I don't know why I was giving a fuck so much. And
you'd be surprised how little people care, or how little people think of you.
It does. People do not give a fuck. And honestly, in the last 3 years, I've kind of embraced it. I just give them facts now. It's going to be 4 to 6 weeks, and they say, okay. I was like, okay. And I set it on a shelf where it's going to collect dust. And
honestly, it's been like a 2-month thing for me where I've just been like, oh, yeah, I'm right at the time clock when I'm exactly supposed to be clocking in. And it's before I'd be there early, prepping stuff and getting ready for the day.
Yeah.
It made no difference to anybody else around. In fact, I've gotten better situations because of not showing up until the time. In fact, I was 3 minutes. I clocked in 3 minutes late yesterday. Not late because we have that 5 minute time thing. But usually, oh my God, that would have freaked me out. You know, my heart would have been going, oh my God, I'm late and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Nobody cared.
You know what's weird is
nobody gives a shit.
Our age group, all the young people think we're weird for having stayed at a company this long.
Oh, yeah.
And they get pissed because they want our jobs.
Yep.
And they would actually be able to get it because they want it, not because they're qualified, but because even their upper echelon is saying, well, yeah, they're younger. We need to get people moving through here. So the whole 2 to 3 year time span at one company that seems, short to us is actually like an eternity for the company.
Yeah.
So, it's like I only knew how to work my way up in a company.
Yeah.
And
when I go back and look at my stuff, I was only at my companies for 2 to 3 years.
So do you think
other than here
helped your progress
at our own business? Yeah. But if I go back and look, I was only at. I mean, it felt like I was at these companies way longer. But if I go back and look right now, this is the longest, other than our own business, that I've been at a company when I go back. Because coils I started, well, that was 5 years. So that's the longest, I think, because I started in 90 to 95.
You think that was a benefit, having those short spans?
No,
you
not
would have
at
rather
all.
stayed.
I would much rather that company. I would have stayed. That was like a family.
Yeah.
I mean, that hurt when that company went under, because I would have. I know I would have still been there, because that, no matter what they would have done,
and would have I, and we wouldn't have had all this.
That's true. Everything happens for a reason. But when I look at it and look at the other ones, like the title company, I was only there for 2 years. Chicago Title, which felt like, I shouldn't be naming names, should I? Which felt like, that was and then the accounting firm downtown. That felt like I was there for 10 years at that place, because I learned a lot, and I was so mad because I wasn't moving up fast enough. But when I looked back and they actually said, you've only been here for 2 years and you've already moved 3 times, but it felt like I was there longer. You know what I mean? But by the time I was quitting, it felt like I hadn't been able to move up enough. But I didn't look back and see, I've only been here 2 years. Maybe I should give this a little more time. But again, that was a stressful thing. Yeah. So it was the right move to get out of there. But
I don't think I know.
But still, when I look back in it was only that length of time. It was like, wow, I was ready to leave at that point. So now I guess when I look back and see it, I can understand where some of these people are coming from. It's like, yeah, I need the move. I need to get out and do something different.
So it seems like something that would have been beneficial for any employee that was looking to better their career.
Yes. Yeah.
I stuck by I don't even remember the past 20 years. We've been doing this for 25 years.
Yeah. And
that's
here
like
at our own company, my goodness, because if I left that place in 2001 and I didn't get this new job till 2015, that means I was here for 14 years. Here.
You were slowing yourself down, woman.
No, that just blows my mind.
You were in one place too long.
That blows my mind, because that did not seem that long that I was doing this.
So I always wonder if I'm getting burned out. 'Cause I know my industry is dying. It's probably been dead for a few years now.
But you're making it work, and
yeah. But at the same time, if it did finally die to the point where I'd have to find another job, I think I'd be okay with that. Is that weird?
No, not at all.
I wouldn't want a complicated job. I gotta say, I would probably go work with animals somewhere. Something that was,
it's totally different. I get
totally
that feeling.
Different.
Yeah, that's where I was. I was like, I don't know what I want to do.
And I don't want to have near the responsibilities of doing everything and wearing every hat. I'm done with that.
But yeah, that's where I was. It's like, I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I know I want to do something different.
Nothing.
You know? Well, now I feel that creative juices flowing in me, and it's like, I want to. I don't know.
You need an Instagram channel.
Yeah, or something. The whole boutique thing and the selling of old items and that kind of stuff is in my head, and that kind of stuff. But I don't even know if that's my desire or if it's just something that's different. And
yeah,
I don't know. It's weird.
Got so serious real fast there.
Not serious. It's just
it's stuff that makes you think. But it's weird being old in a culture that's constantly young.
Oh yes,
and moving and on the go.
Ageism. I feel it, and I never thought. I mean, I never felt it, but of course, like I said, I don't know where the last 14 years went when I was here because it went so fast. I mean, I honestly can't remember doing all of this for this, for Pulse for that long of a time.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it seemed like it went like that.
Whew.
But good Lord, you bring that up in a interview situation and they don't look at it.
They look at you cross. They're like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Why were you there for I literally felt like
that's what they told us to do.
Why were you there for?
You're supposed
You've got 20 years of experience? Oh, that's bad. You know what I mean? It's like all in the same category.
Yeah,
20 years of the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They told us we had to stay with the company so we could collect a gold watch at the end.
Yeah.
When you retire.
Yes.
Oh, well. I probably should see if we're still recording up there. Cause
yes.
There's no way there could be that much.
And how long have we been doing it?
I have to walk over here. It's still going. It's an hour.
Wow, we've been on for an hour.
Yeah, the last one we only got 44 minutes, so I think it's probably about time to wrap that one up. So,
wow, well, I didn't think we had anything to talk about, and here we are an hour later.
Thank God for alcohol.
You
right?
betcha. One tiny, big glass of wine.
We're out of margarita mixed.
Yeah, but our space cleared up
in the fridge. Right. Well, all right then.
All right, it's sign-off time then.
Sign-off time. I will say thanks for listening.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time.
Next time.
Don't forget to buy a shirt.